Hello Moogles, it's the Schwans27 here to recap the third week of our ongoing event, the Flashback Battle Royale, and this time it was going back to the beginning of Ultros League for the Season 1 flags. Shops had Illuminas, Experience Eggs, and Super Balls at normal price, with a lack of check, KT skip option, the lesser standard item rewards, and no Ultimate or Magitech upgrade to be found. Those that played the Seed of the Week experienced the fastest flag set from Week 7 of the inaugural season's Mega Elixir division, which actually got some of those Seed of the Weekers that played it a PB time. Jackamus was part of that inaugural Mega Elixir division, and his time clocked in at 1:17.58 in second place originally, but could he surpass that lofty finish in the Flashback Battle Royale seed itself? Let's see how it unfolded this time around. We had two natural magic users in Rage Celeste and Tools Realm, accompanied by Morph Setzer to start. Our free checks at the Culligan Inn at Seraphim and South Figaro Prisoner Spot had an Aura Lance. Tizen Thief wasn't selling an Esper, but a cozy Snow Muffler instead. Runners that took a more standard looting route found Super Balls for sale in World of Balance Narsh to fuel their early game levels heading up a dragon, which wasn't what I did in my seed or what Jack did here. Instead, a fixed dice for Setzer could be obtained in a box in World of Ruin South Figaro, a flash for a high magic power realm, along with the retainer rage on Celeste, so the Man-Eater was good enough to start taking down some checks, which is easy enough with Rizopus and the Piranhas at Esper Mountain for an Illumina, which replaced the weapon on Celeste. Daryl's Tomb was another easy boss Narapa for the Tritok Esper. However, Owser's Mansion finally gave us our first resistance of the seed with a level magic and Doom Dragon encounters on the way in, which forced some runners to come back later. However, if you got past that gauntlet and through Rexol, you were rewarded with Slot Lock, and then you never had to come back here again with no Espers in the auction house. The Narsh weapon shop was a choice between Golem and Genji Glove, which is pretty easy, Calmness Protection, or something you need more than one weapon to have, which we only had one at this point, and then a Tunnel Armor in the Sky threw over Madeline. Speaking of that boss, heading to the South Figaro Cave check, getting past the Dabbing Yeti for Shote. This left us with Opera House, Phoenix Cave, Magitech number 3, or the Narsh battle for our next character, and the 3-part check is where Jackamus chose to go. And while in Vector, stepping into the armor shop revealed some Thunder Shields for sale, which would help out with Merton Protection, which was also a spell that we found on a recent Esper. A French Vanilla Cranes fight outfitted Realm with a Cat Hood, and Inferno was the gate to the minecart ride, coughing up Stray. After getting tons of cash from the Cat Hood on the minecart, Raiden was the reward at the end, which meant we needed to bark up another tree. Celeste's other check, Opera House, where in Tangier's Yuck and Proto Armor's Yay guarded a vanilla Ultros with Shiva. At this point, it was an easy decision to peek Kefka at Narsh instead of going all the way through the Phoenix Cave, where more vanilla Sortek Cyan joined the party. In a hilarious turn of events, Jack messed up the soldier skip, but was rewarded with a huge XP fight with Ninja Wiry Dragon and a Katana Soul Soldier running back and forth to fuel that elemental shield buying. Sabin was at the wrong castle with Dome of Siege, giving us our character requirement. Jumping off of Barren Falls was a goddess fight, however, it was the last Esper for our go mode. Jack's last minute shopping plan was also an oopsie as he headed into World of Ruin to Zen, and it triggered the Collapsing House check with Capture Throw Gao as the reward and a Ragnarok in a chest in the house that was about to fall down. Kefka's Tower didn't pose much of a challenge with Dataluma and Narsh Kefka at the mechanical boss spots. Ultros won at the Doom statue, but Atma at the top and the Three Stooges on the other side may have been trouble with a split party, depending upon where you sent your builds. Running into Calmness Protection meant that we were going to be fine on Tier 3, and with party compositions featuring an Illumina and a Ragnarok, a Tier 3 elemental spells if you didn't find Merton Protection, and potentially Sortek unlocked Cyan, and for Jack, a Permamorph Setzer with Offering Man-Eater just flattened the final fight with a 1:06.06, which was way faster than the aforementioned time, taking home first place this week. Meanwhile, in Memory Lane, Runic Terra, Steel Shadow, and Morph Mog were the starting party, which aren't great abilities, but triggering Lone Wolf from World of Balance Nar showed us an offering and a clock, while both Shadow's free check at Gao Manor and Terra's sealed Gate Cave granted economizers. Although we got an experience egg in World of Balance South Figaro, we still had no idea what our offense would be this seed until we checked out the weapon shop where there were super balls for sale. Immediately heading into the World of Ruin Opera House to hit up that vanilla Dirt Dragon, dropping a Force Armor, and then the White Dragon in Narsh, granting a pair of Pearl Lances, which we could use on Mog with Dragoon Boots in the World of Balance Narsh Relic Shop, and the Dragon Horn from the Tritok Cliff Check reward. Next up was Floating Continent, where Dance Setzer joined the party, followed by Zone Seek and Crusader as their first shiny stones. Going back to the World of Balance, Narsh Loop had another Terra Dead check, Force Shield at Welk, a choice of Seraphim or Force Armor at the Lone Wolf all the way at the top, and getting past the Inferno fight at the Narsh battle was yet another offering. However, we finally got some good news as Jump Celeste needed rescuing at Moogle Defense. Not only were fixed dice the reward at the Culligan Inn, but they were also for sale in the weapon shop in World of Balance in order to bring Setzer and anyone else who could equip them online. GP Rain Cyan was being held prisoner in the basement of South Figaro, so all we needed was Espers for Go mode. Thus, when Rastafari saw Gogo at Doma Siege, he took an immediate reset. Pivoting to Cyan's other checks, the Dream had 2 Espers and a gem box. If you could get past the pair of chickens, Tritok the Frozen and Poltergeist the Spicy. Again, needing only Espers, Search the Skies came up to Bismarck, Tizen Thief was selling Ramu, Daryl's Tomb laid Phoenix to rest, and a Peak of the Veld Cave secured our Go mode with Carbuncle. Inside of Kefka's Tower, Rexol was not what we wanted to see with our offering fixed dice user, and another Atma was at the top of the middle lane. Party composition for our final fight included our jumping user, either Mog or Celeste, fixed dice and offering, and Merton from our casters if you didn't find an Atma weapon to go along with that experience egg. However, lack of mute and calmness protection was going to be an issue for the middle parts of the fight. Rastafari's Kefka battle wasn't pretty, losing Celeste in Tier 1 and Terra the massive Merton damage in Tier 3, but some lucky fixed dice offering rolls propelled him to the first place time of 1:30:30. Next week is the one we've all been dreading, the Blackjack Battle Royale Manwin table. This one is by far the most difficult challenge type flag set to ever come out of an event, and that's probably because this one was crafted by the community themselves using Setzerbot to draft cards to inflict pain on one another. There are so many bad options here, but the 4 that really take the cake are the split party experience option with a paltry 2x rate from enemies, as well as a mirror match 1x party highest level with a maximum of 50 for scaling and a pathetic 20 to 60% stat roll for characters. This means leave the Moogle Charm off, don't bother putting it back on, and look for things that are going to overcome that oppressive nerf to character stats. Not even taking free Espers with stat bonuses on them will help due to the no free characters and Espers option. However, there is some reprieve in the form of 100% random chests and cheap 30 to 80% prices in shops with rods and shields available, as well as super balls. Our starting party is Blitz Sabin, who can be upgraded if we find Terra to do the lead river check, along with tools Edgar and Runic Celeste. Spells also have greatly reduced costs at 25 to 75% of their normal MP, and dragons will grant some rewards with an experience egg for 2, which may not actually be a reward given the party highest level scaling that I mentioned earlier, and a plus 20 magic power stat for 4 kills to help offset that stat reduction. Most of the times for this flag set throughout the weeks were well over the 2-hour mark, so be ready to plot out your route a bit, taking advantage of the 3 free checks with Figaro Throne, South Figaro Prisoner, Collapsing House, and half off the already reduced shops with Edgar to go with very lucrative chests. If you instead want to play a much more friendly one, try the Seed of the Week instead. It features the final table, which had Edgar, Terra, and Mog with Auto Mute and a bunch of different dragon rewards. This is the first of a few pretty brutal flag sets, and I can't wait to see how our runners tackle these challenges. I've been The Schwantz27. Until next time.